Hello and welcome back. Today we have a package from King Kong Apparel. Now KNKG did send me this as a sample for review, but all the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone. I did not share this content with King Kong Apparel product publication. They will see this when you do. In addition to that, there is an affiliate link in the description box down below. If you're considering buying what is inside this box or any other product from King Kong Apparel, please consider using that link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but I do earn a small commission from that sale. And all that money goes back to the channel, telling me to produce more content so consumers can make informed purchasing decisions. Okay, so King Kong Apparel, they do focus more on workout and gym gear. A lot of their bags are focused towards organization for things you need to bring to the gym. It looks like a lot for lifting. I'm a runner. I don't currently have a gym membership. I haven't had one for a couple of years. I prefer to run outside than on a treadmill, but I have spent a lot of years running on a treadmill and working out inside a gym. So I do appreciate to have some organization because I would just use an old backpack. Everything would thrown in there and then I'd be digging around. So what they're making in their normal bags, their normal gym bags, is really cool. If I was still going to the gym quite often, I would probably be into it. But what is inside this box? They're trying to get into that EDC game and they're making a couple of waxed options. So we have one of their waxed backpacks in here. In this box, it's got some weight to it, and that's because the bag inside this cardboard box should be inside a wooden box. So I'm pretty excited to crack this thing on open and start checking it out. So let's do that right now. All right, okay. Oh, what does it say there? Pack for greatness. Pack for greatness, and then we also have a little thank you note here. Hi Jeff, thank you for choosing KNKG. For the last 14 years, we've worked to create the highest quality bags and truly appreciate your support. I'd love to hear any questions, comments, or feedback about your bag, your training, and anything else. All right. Very nice presentation. Packed well. Very nice presentation so far. We even have little latches on the box. So let's see what it looks like. Ooh, this is real wood. First thing I noticed before I even looked at the bag was I can smell the wood. Ooh, it's nice. Here is our bag. Oh, I forgot that. They also include a leather wallet and a keychain inside the box. So here, just take a second to appreciate the wooden box here. Built to our card, KNKG. Yeah, nice presentation, nice wooden box. I think I've only ever had one other product arrive in a wooden box. And yeah, I do appreciate the wooden box presentation. It's really nice. Again, we do have a branded, I don't know if you can see it through the plastic, the Shine, the KNKG leather wallet, and we also have a keychain, and then we have the backpack itself. Now this is the core backpack in the size medium, which is a 25-liter bag. They also make the wax version in a 13-liter, and then they make a 33-liter version, but the 33-liter version isn't waxed. The 33-liter version, I believe, is a 500D core Dura. Now again, this is a workout-centric company, and I believe, yes, we do have this daisy chaining also has hook and loop on it, so you can pull this apart, and I think this is for to slide a weight belt through so you can carry your weight belt there. Now, let's give it a quick once over before we really dive in. Okay. All right. I'm liking what I'm seeing initially. It looks pretty good. So we do have 2 water bottle pockets, and we do have an elastic band here, so it is expandable. It's kind of a little gusset here, and this gusset here is for 2 reasons. Now, if you don't have a big fat water bottle in here, it's going to cinch it in, so it will hold it tight. And if you do have a big fat water bottle or any water bottle, it's going to kind of pull that elastic in and kind of hold that bottle and secure it. And once again, we have 2. We have 1 on each side, so we do have 2 of those water bottle pockets. Now, on the front of the bag, we already went over the daisy chaining with the Velcro. We do have a pocket here. Zippers and clamshells. So this will be your admin pocket. So we do have 1 large liner pocket, and then below that we actually do have some organized liner pockets. It's going to be really hard to see here, but we do have a couple different organized liner pockets, and then a mesh pocket that will go from, I'd say, probably 3/4 from here to about the bottom, so it's probably about, if I do it that way, it's probably about 3/4 of it. We do have this little mesh liner here. I don't feel a D-ring, so I don't think there's a key clip in there, so that's okay. I never really use a key clip anyway. Every once in a while when it's in there, I might strap something to it, but historically, I don't really use key clips, so I don't mind that there's not a key clip there. Now we do have an additional zipper pocket here that's much smaller. It does seem like this pocket does have a little bit of space, so it will expand out, so what you put in here won't necessarily share the same three-dimensional space with the bigger pocket, so you can push it out a little bit. And we do have a top loader, I believe. Okay, yes, it is top loader, but I did just also notice there is a QA pocket here. So we do have a QA pocket on the top here. And one other thing before we go fully inside is the bottom of the bag, which we don't generally get with waxed gear, is that we do have a shoe garage here. So we do have a shoe garage. So what you can have is this other liner here that you can take a pair of shoes. Now these are actually clean. I haven't worn them yet. I just did the unboxing for this. But you can slide these in there, and now you can zipper them closed. And your dirty shoes from working out are now separate than your clean stuff. Now it does take up internal space. You can clearly see the shoes are right there inside the bag. So they do take up that internal space, but they are separated. Now we will go over the full specs here in a little bit, so I don't know right now, but I will say I have had other gym bags in the past that have had shoe garages, and usually that barrier is also antimicrobial, which will help cut down on the stink and the sweat transfer of the shoes to your clothes, which are generally your cleaner clothes, inside the bag. But that external access on the bottom of the bag is really nice because it allows you to separate your dirty shoes from your clean clothes on the inside of the bag. Now it's gonna be hard to see because this is a top loader bag, but we do have one piece of organization in here. We have a mesh liner that is about the same size as the mesh liner in this front zipper pocket here. And then we also have a laptop sleeve here that they say will fit a 16-inch laptop. Now it is lightly padded on the front, and the back has the back padding of the bag, so it's mostly just padded on the back. Now I don't think, let's see here, is it? No, it is not. So this laptop sleeve, it's not floating, and there is no padding at the bottom. So you are going to want to take caution when you're setting your bag down if there's electronics in there, because there is no bottom protection. And I generally say this, when you have a bag, even if it is floating and padded, take caution when you're setting your backpack down. Laptops, they're expensive. They house a lot of important and valuable information. You don't want to break that or lose that info. So always be cognizant of where you're setting your bag and when you're setting it down, that you have electronics in there so you don't break it. Floating, padded, anything, just be careful. But other than that, the space here seems pretty good. Now this is a wax bag, which I personally would not use as a gym bag. That's just me. But because it is a waxed, this is going to be a nice EDC bag for me, with the option of taking to the gym because we do have that shoe garage. Now, if you don't want to use that shoe garage, you'll just pack that extra nylon down at the bottom of the bag, and then you can kind of pack it. And you see, I don't know if you can see because it's just a dark hole, but you can pack that down and it's going to be out of the way. And once I start loading this bag up, that's going to press that down even more, and it's going to become a non-issue. I guess one thing you can do too is, because wax generally is airtight, you can probably leave your bottom zipper open a little bit when you're trying to pack that out, and that'll help to probably get any of the air out that's caught inside that bag. And then once it's out, just zipper that closed, and then you should have a fairly flat shoe garage at the bottom of the bag that now won't get in the way. Now we do have a fairly long snap here for the laptop sleeve, which if you're not using it, it does seem like it's going to dangle and go down into the bag. It is adjustable, so I can shrink that up, but I don't know why I would want to really shrink up the length of the strap for my laptop sleeve. I mean, what I would personally prefer is to just have the pocket itself be a little more taut against the bag and just completely eliminate this, because ultimately what this is going to do, it's just going to get in the way. It's just bulky, it's a snap, it's a buckle, it's just going to get in the way getting the laptop in and out and getting anything in and out of the bag because you only have top access. So I would like to just see this eliminated, make the laptop sleeve a little bit more taut, or maybe use some elastic to kind of just pull it to the back of the bag and use that to secure it, as opposed to this strap that, again, if you're not using it, there's a whole lot of strap there. It's just going to dangle. It's just going to be in the way. So right off the bat, I see that as a potential issue down the line. But checking out the bag It's not a wet waxed feeling. It feels pretty dry. So that's a feeling that I think a lot of people don't understand. When they touch a wax bag, there's a wet feeling and there's a dry feeling. And the wet feeling people really don't like, especially if you've never had waxed anything, because it feels clammy, it feels damp, it feels like there's going to be a lot of transfer. And while yes, that is the case, you do get transfer. You'll get that no matter what, dry or wet. You're going to have a transfer of the wax onto other things. It's not an issue. I've never had a garment or a car seat or anything ruined from wax transfer from a jacket or a bag. But when it's a dry feeling wax bag, people tend to like that a little bit better, just because it feels a little bit more comfortable. When you touch something and it has a wet feeling to it, it's a little off-putting. That's not the case here. This is a dry feeling wax canvas, so it's not really gonna be an issue. And if you want to talk about water durability, I've had plenty of dry wax jackets that I've worn in the rain and they're completely fine. So it's just more the type of wax, type of material they use that gives it that look and that feeling. And it doesn't have that shine to it either. So if you just saw this, you probably wouldn't know that it is a wax bag. Now, it feels good. Overall, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Now the straps, they're not super thick. They're not super padded. This is a 25-liter bag. I could potentially load this thing up with a fair amount of stuff, especially if I was going to the gym. If I'm throwing in like body wash and shampoo to take a shower after the gym. So I'm gonna have now potentially heavy, wet, sweaty clothes, shoes, maybe a pair of boots if I'm going to the gym and I got changed and I don't want to put my boots back on even after a shower, or, you know, again, my toiletries from the gym, a towel, all that stuff. It adds weight, especially when you get out of the shower, you have a wet towel, you have wet gym clothes. I would like to maybe see these straps also a little bit thicker. They seem okay for an EDC. For the 13-liter version of this bag, you're not going to be carrying as much weight. I think the thickness of these straps would be fine, but right now, initially, I haven't used it yet, I think that these straps seem a little bit thin for the size of the bag and what you could potentially carry in this bag. So, okay, two issues thus far. Straps, shoulder straps I think are a little thin, and I don't think we need that internal laptop securement. But other than that, I like it. I like the gusseted water bottle pockets quite a bit. Just noticed too here, we do have a pass-through on the back for, I believe that would be for your weight belt, because that would be, it's lining up with these here. So you would unvelcro these and you would just kind of wrap your weight belt through and then secure your weight belt so your weight belt's not going to fall off, which is nice because then you can carry that not inside the bag. Now, I've never used a weight belt. I don't ever really lift weights. I use some of the machines when I was a member of the gym, but I don't lift free weights or anything like that. So I don't know how thick they are, but they always looked a little bit bulky to me, and they're stiff. So I think having that outside and the way to secure it to your bag nicely so it doesn't intrude on the internal space of the bag, that's a really good and innovative idea. So I like that a lot. And I'm also noticing that this pocket, while it is a pass-through, it does go to the bottom. So you could potentially, if you're using this for travel, you can stash some stuff in there and you can hide stuff at the bottom of the bag, because I don't see any ports at the bottom. No, it doesn't look like there's any bottom ports. So yeah, if you were going to use this for travel, I'm sure that was not a thought on their radar when they built this bag, but if you were going to use this for travel, you could probably use this back compartment as a stash for passports or anything like that. A lot of travel bags have a zippered pocket to put things in, like wallet, passports, cash, because it's zippered against the body. It's hard to see, it's hard to access because it's against the body, where this will still be against the body, but there's no real easy accessible way to get to it. So this would be a really good place to stash any of those documents when you're traveling. But now let's hit a few of the specs of the bag. Now, the King Kong Apparel Core Backpack Wax in the 25-liter version comes in at $270 USD. And I misspoke earlier because the 13-liter version as well as the 33-liter version are not available in the waxed canvas. But the 25-liter wax version is available in a camo colorway, or what they're calling the traditional colorway, which is a dark gray color. The shell of this bag is made from a Haley Stevenson wax canvas, which in my past experience is a very high quality, durable wax material to use. The KNKG patch logo as well as the zipper pulls are what they are calling genuine cow leather. They say this will fit a 16-inch laptop, and they do not state if the shoe compartment is antimicrobial. They just state that it is a sealed internal shoe compartment. But my overall first impressions, they're pretty positive. Yeah, there are two things that I would personally change about this bag, but the one I can't definitively speak to because I haven't used the bag yet, but In my personal experience, for the capacity of the bag and what I could see being put into this bag, I think they should be a little bit thicker, but there's some good innovation going on here. I like the way they integrated the pass-throughs for the daisy chaining, as well as to the back of the bag for a weight belt. It allows you to carry something that's pretty bulky outside the bag without taking up a lot of that internal space. I really like this front admin pocket here. It peels down, so it gives you good access. It does have its own space from the internal bag, and then the pocket on top of that also has a little bit of its own space, so everything's not fighting for a lot of room. And then inside the bag, that's where that mesh pocket is as well, but it's just a simple mesh pocket that did have some of its own internal space. So even though they're all kind of on top of each other, they all have a little bit of wiggle room, so they're not going to be fighting for that internal space. So the next thing to do is to put this thing into rotation and start testing out and using it. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications the next time I post a brand new video. Like the full real user review of the 25-liter waxed canvas core backpack from King Kong Apparel. Good night.